In the depths of an enchanted forest, where shadows dance and whispers linger, there lived a witch named Elara. Alone in her secluded cottage, she yearned for connection, yet feared the world outside. Little did she know, hope awaited her in the form of a hidden village, shrouded in mystery. Elara spent her days practicing spells and brewing potions, haunted by the echoes of her past. Love had once flourished in her heart, but betrayal had left her with scars that never healed. The villagers spoke of her in hushed tones, fearful of her gifts, yet drawn to her enigmatic presence. One fateful night, as the moon bathed the forest in silver light, Elara felt a pull towards an unknown path. Guided by instinct, she ventured deeper into the woods, her heart pounding with anticipation. Little did she realize, destiny was leading her to a place that would change her life forever. As she emerged from the trees, Elara found herself in a hidden village, vibrant and alive with laughter and warmth. The scent of blooming flowers filled the air, a stark contrast to her lonely existence. For the first time, she felt a flicker of hope ignite within her heart. In this village, Elara met Aiden, a kind-hearted young man with a curiosity that mirrored her own. Their connection was instant, igniting a spark that neither could ignore. As they shared stories beneath the stars, Elara felt the barriers around her heart begin to crumble. However, their budding romance was not without its challenges. The villagers were wary of Elara's magic, remembering tales of dark sorcery that had tainted their past. Whispers of distrust began to circulate, threatening to tear the couple apart just as their love began to blossom. Determined to prove herself, Elara decided to use her magic for good. She helped the villagers with their harvest, conjuring rain to bless the crops. Slowly, their apprehension began to fade, and the village started to see her in a new light. As the bond between Elara and Aiden deepened, they shared secrets and dreams under the moonlit sky. But lurking in the shadows was a dark figure from Elara's past, seeking revenge and threatening everything she had built. The stakes were higher than ever. One evening, as a storm brewed on the horizon, the dark figure revealed themselves to the village, sowing discord and fear. Elara's heart raced as she recognized the face of her betrayer, the one who had shattered her trust long ago. The village turned against her, fearing her magic once more. With desperation in her heart, Elara confronted her past. She sought Aiden's support, hoping they could stand together against the darkness threatening to engulf them. Their love was tested, yet they resolved to fight for their future, no matter the cost. The night of the confrontation arrived, lightning crackling in the sky as Elara faced her betrayer. With Aiden by her side, she unleashed her magic, channeling her pain into a force of protection. The battle between light and darkness began, echoing through the village. As spells collided and the storm raged on, the villagers watched in awe and horror. Elara's determination shone brighter than ever, and Aiden's unwavering support fueled her strength. They fought not just for their love, but for the acceptance they both craved. With one final surge of magic, Elara broke the chains of her past, banishing the darkness threatening her future. The storm began to calm, and a soft glow enveloped the village, revealing the true power of love and forgiveness. A new dawn was rising. The villagers, now witnessing Elara's true strength, began to embrace her with open hearts. Aiden's unwavering love had transformed fear into acceptance. Together, they forged a new path for the future, united under the banner of understanding and compassion. With the village now united, Elara took her place among them, no longer defined by her past, but celebrated for her gifts. Love had not only healed her heart, but had woven a tapestry of hope and belonging in the hidden village. In a world filled with magic and wonder, Elara discovered that love can heal even the deepest wounds. The hidden village became her home, and together, they embraced a future full of light and promise. Hope was no longer a distant dream, but a beautiful reality. Elara strolled through the vibrant marketplace, her heart fluttering with newfound joy. colorful stalls brimmed with exotic herbs and lively trinkets, each turn revealing laughter and warmth. Her once lonely existence now pulsed with life, as villagers welcomed her with open arms and genuine smiles. However, shadows lurked beyond the village borders. Whispers of an ancient curse echoed among the townsfolk, foretelling doom should anyone venture too close to the enchanted forest. Elara's growing bond with the villagers put her in a precarious position, as she felt the pull of a destiny entwined with danger. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Elara found herself drawn to the forest's edge. The air crackled with magic, and a feeling of nostalgia washed over her. It was as if the trees were calling to her, beckoning her to uncover the secrets hidden within. Determined to face her fears, Elara ventured into the forest, guided by a flickering light that danced between the trees. Each step resonated with an ancient magic, awakening memories of her past. What lay ahead was both thrilling and terrifying, a crossroads of fate. Suddenly, she stumbled upon a clearing where a magnificent fountain sparkled with crystal-clear water. The air was filled with the aroma of blooming flowers, and at its center, a statue of a guardian spirit stood tall. Elara felt an overwhelming surge of hope surge through her. As she approached the fountain, whispers filled the air, revealing the spirit's long-lost tale. It spoke of love and betrayal, of a witch who once saved the village from despair. Elara realized that the village's fate rested on her shoulders, entwined with the very secrets she was uncovering. Determined to protect her newfound home, Elara decided to uncover the truth behind the ancient curse. She sought out the village elder, a wise woman named Marin, who held knowledge of the past. Elara knew that understanding the curse was the key to safeguarding their future. In the dim light of Marin's cottage, Elara learned of a powerful enchantment cast centuries ago. It bound the village to the forest, allowing prosperity, but demanding a price. Each generation, a witch must face the forest's trials to break the curse and restore balance. As Marin spoke, Elara felt the weight of her destiny pressing down on her. The trials would not only test her magical abilities, but also her heart. Love and sacrifice would intertwine, and she would need to summon every ounce of courage to confront what lay ahead. With resolve igniting within her, Elara returned to the clearing to prepare for the trials. The moon illuminated her path as she gathered herbs and incantations, her heart racing with anticipation. She knew that love would guide her through the darkness looming ahead. The next morning, villagers gathered to support Elara. Their trust and belief in her sparked a newfound strength. She felt their hopes resting on her shoulders, and this connection fueled her determination to prevail even in the face of fear and uncertainty. As the trials commenced, Elara stood at the forest's entrance, heart pounding. The enchanted forest shimmered with unseen magic, and she took a deep breath, stepping forward into the unknown. It was time to confront the shadows and unveil the secrets that had held them captive. Inside the forest, the air changed thick with enchantment and mystery. Each rustle of leaves whispered forgotten tales, and the path ahead twisted like a serpent. Elara felt the weight of her ancestors guiding her, urging her to push through the fear that threatened to consume her. As she ventured deeper, the first trial awaited her. The trial of shadows. Dark specters emerged, mimicking her deepest fears: loneliness, loss, and rejection. Elara steeled herself, remembering the love of the villagers and the bond she had forged with them. Summoning her strength, Elara faced the shadows head-on, her heart filled with the warmth of love and friendship. With each step forward, the specters began to dissolve, revealing the light within her. She understood that true bravery came from embracing her vulnerabilities. Having passed the first trial, Elara continued deeper into the forest, her confidence growing. The second trial awaited her, the trial of sacrifice, where she would have to face an impossible choice. What would she be willing to give up for the village she loved so dearly? At the heart of the forest, she was confronted with a vision of her past life, her solitude, the pain of rejection, and the moments that had shaped her. Would she choose to return to that life, surrendering her love for the village, or risk everything for a chance at true belonging? Elara's heart raced as she weighed her options. The villagers had become her family, offering her a love she never thought possible. With tears in her eyes, she chose to embrace the pain, rejecting the past in favor of a brighter future for the village and herself. With her decision made, Elara felt a surge of magic envelope her. The forest responded with a vibrant energy, and the barriers between her and the village began to fade. She had proven her love through sacrifice, and the forest would grant her the key to break the curse. Emerging from the trial, Elara stood before the final challenge, the trial of destiny. Here, she would confront the fate of the village and her own heart. A vision of her life with her beloved, woven with shadows and light, awaited her within the depths of the forest. In this vision, she saw both joy and heartache, a future where love could flourish but also where sacrifice loomed. Elara understood that every moment held the power to shape their fate. The fear of loss threatened to hold her back, but love urged her to embrace her destiny. With newfound clarity, Elara stepped forward, ready to claim her destiny. She reached out towards her beloved's image, feeling their connection strengthen even from afar. The forest shimmered, responding to her determination and the love that coursed through her veins. The trial culminated in a vibrant explosion of energy, enveloping Elara in light. As she embraced her destiny, the forest revealed the truth. The curse could be broken through love's resilience. Elara's journey had been one of transformation, healing, and rediscovery. As the light faded, Elara found herself back at the village, surrounded by the villagers who had believed in her. Hope illuminated their faces, and she felt the warmth of their love wrap around her like a protective embrace. The curse had been lifted, and peace filled the air. Yet, as she reveled in her victory, Elara sensed a lingering darkness within the forest. The trials had awakened something ancient, and as night fell, a chilling wind whispered warnings. The peace was fragile, and the villagers remained unaware of the looming threat. Elara confided in Marin, expressing her fears about the potential threat. Together, they devised a plan to safeguard the village. Elara's magic would be crucial, but she also needed to rally the villagers, instilling in them a sense of unity and strength. As word spread, the villagers gathered, determined to stand together against whatever darkness lay ahead. Elara felt the love and trust enveloping her once more. The bonds they had formed would be their greatest weapon in facing the unknown. Underneath the stars, Elara prepared for the greatest challenge yet. She would not only protect her home, but also prove that love in its purest form could conquer any darkness. As the winds whispered warnings, she took a deep breath, ready to embrace whatever came next. With the village behind her, Elara stepped into the forest once more, the air thick with anticipation. This time, she was not alone. She carried the love and strength of her newfound family. The journey ahead would test their bonds, but together, they would confront the shadows that threatened their peace. As Elara ventured deeper into the forest, the trees whispered secrets of old, their gnarled branches entwined like the fates of those who dared to tread this path. Every step felt like a dance with destiny, each rustle of leaves urging her onward. She could feel the magic of the forest pulsing around her, both inviting and foreboding. A shadow darted between the trees, catching Elara's eye. Her heart raced as she paused, sensing a presence that felt both familiar and unsettling. Was it a protector or something more sinister, watching her every move? Suddenly, a low growl echoed through the trees, and Elara spun around to see a massive wolf emerging from the underbrush. It was unlike any creature she had ever seen, its eyes glowing with an otherworldly light that held both threat and curiosity. Instead of fleeing, Elara felt an inexplicable urge to approach the creature. She knelt, extending a hand slowly, whispering words of peace. The wolf hesitated, its keen senses assessing her, then took a cautious step forward. As their eyes locked, Alara's heart swelled with a strange understanding. In that moment, she knew this wolf was not just a beast of the forest, it was a guardian spirit bound to protect the village and its secrets. With a sudden burst of energy, the wolf turned and beckoned Alara to follow. Driven by a newfound sense of purpose, she rose and followed, traversing deeper into the heart of the enchanted forest. As they journeyed, the scenery transformed. Soft lights flickered between the trees, illuminating a hidden glade where the air shimmered with magic. Alara felt the ancient energy coursing through her, igniting her powers. In the center of the glade stood a stone altar, overgrown with vines and adorned with glowing crystals. Alara approached it cautiously, sensing that this was a sacred place, a nexus of the village's power. The wolf circled the altar, urging Alara to step closer. As she placed her hands on the cool stone, visions flooded her mind. Fragments of the village's history and the sacrifices made to protect it. She saw the founders of the village, their faces etched with determination and love. They had forged a pact with the forest and its spirits, promising to safeguard the balance between magic and nature at all costs. Among these visions, one figure stood out, a woman with fiery red hair, who Alara felt an unexplainable connection to. This woman had faced the same trials, forging her own path against the tide of darkness. With each vision, Alara's resolve grew stronger. She realized that the sacrifices made by her ancestors were not in vain. They had laid the foundation for her own fight against the looming shadows. The moment was shattered as a chilling wind swept through the glade and the wolf growled low, sensing a disturbance. Alara turned, her heart pounding. Was it the darkness they had felt before? Emerging from the shadows, dark figures cloaked in mist appeared, their intentions clear. They sought the altar's power, intent on seizing the village's magic for their own malevolent purposes. Alara felt the weight of her ancestors' sacrifices on her shoulders as she stood firm. This was not just her battle, it was a fight for the village, for those she loved, and for the legacy of the guardians before her. With a wave of her hand, Alara channeled the energy of the altar, feeling her magic amplify with each heartbeat. The air crackled with power as she summoned the spirits of her ancestors to aid her in this crucial moment. The wolf growled fiercely, standing by Alara's side as they faced the encroaching darkness together. United by purpose, they prepared to defend their home and the magic that bound them to it. As the dark figures lunged forward, Alara unleashed a torrent of magical energy, illuminating the glade with a blinding light. The spirits of her ancestors surged around her, their voices echoing in her ears. The moment of impact sent shockwaves through the forest, the dark figures staggering back under the force of her magic. Alara felt a surge of hope as she saw the power of her ancestors manifesting through her. But the shadows were relentless. They regrouped quickly, their eyes filled with anger and determination to take back what they believed was theirs. Alara knew she had to dig deeper, to find the strength within. Alara closed her eyes, recalling the love and unity of her newfound family. She envisioned their faces, their laughter echoing in her mind, fueling the magic that flowed through her veins. With renewed vigor, she opened her eyes, her magic transforming into a protective shield around her and the wolf. This time, she would not just defend. She would fight back with the love that had drawn her to this village. The dark figures hesitated, sensing the shift in energy. Alara's heart raced as she prepared for their next move. She could feel the ancient spirits rallying behind her, ready to join the battle. With a fierce battle cry, Alara charged forward, the wolf at her side. Together, they unleashed a wave of magic that crashed against the dark figures, illuminating the forest in a brilliant display of light. The impact of their magic sent shockwaves through the glade, scattering the dark figures like leaves in the wind. Alara felt an exhilarating rush, the power of her ancestors coursing through her, guiding her aim. But Elara knew the fight was far from over. The dark figures regrouped, their determination now fueled by fury. This was a battle of wills, and she had to remain steadfast in her conviction. Elara glanced at the wolf, its eyes reflecting her resolve. They were in this together, bound by love and magic. Together, they could face the darkness and emerge victorious. With newfound resolve, Elara summoned the energy of the glade, channeling it into a powerful spell. The air crackled as tendrils of light spiraled from her fingertips, ready to unleash their fury. The dark figures lunged again, but this time Elara met their assault head-on. She unleashed the spell, a blinding beam of light shooting towards them with the force of her ancestors' love and sacrifice. The beam collided with the dark figures, creating a shockwave that reverberated through the forest. Elara felt the power of her ancestors surge within her, pushing back the darkness, illuminating even the deepest shadows. As the darkness receded, Elara sensed a shift in the atmosphere. The spirits of the forest began to awaken, swirling around her in a dance of light and energy, joining her in this battle for the village. The dark figures faltered under the combined strength of Elara and the spirits. They could feel their malevolent energy weakening, fear creeping into their hearts as the light engulfed them. With a final burst of energy, Elara unleashed the last of her magic, a radiant explosion that resonated through the forest. The dark figures were swept away, their shadows dissolving into nothingness. As the light faded, Elara collapsed to her knees, breathing heavily but filled with a sense of triumph. She had faced the darkness and emerged stronger, united with the magic of her ancestors and her new family. The wolf nuzzled her side, its warm presence a reminder of the bond they shared. Together, they had prevailed, not just as witch and guardian, but as partners in a fight for love and hope. Gradually, the spirits of the forest began to fade, their energy returning to the glade. Elara felt a lingering warmth, their gratitude enveloping her, a promise that they would always be near. Elara slowly stood, her heart swelling with love for her village and the family she had found. This battle marked a turning point, not just for her, but for all who called this place home. Determined to share her story, Elara realized that her journey was only just beginning. With the wolf as her companion, she would seek out others who needed hope, forging new bonds along the way. With each step, Elara felt the weight of her ancestors' love guiding her. The village stood strong behind her, their unity a testament to the power of hope and resilience in the face of darkness. As the sun began to set, casting a golden hue over the forest, Elara knew that the magic of the village would thrive as long as love and courage resided within its heart. In that moment, Elara made a silent vow. She would protect this village and its magic, just as her ancestors had done before her. Her heart was filled with determination as she looked toward the horizon. The forest echoed with the laughter of her friends and family, a reminder that she was never truly alone. Together, they could face any challenge, for love was their greatest strength. As they returned to the village, Elara felt the magic humming in the air, a sign of the new chapter that awaited them. This was a place of hope, love, and endless possibilities. Elara knew that while darkness would always linger, they had the power to light the way. With every step forward, she felt the fire of her spirit burning bright, ready to face whatever lay ahead. And so, Elara's story continued, a testament to the strength found in love and unity. With her friends and the magic of the forest as her allies, she would never face the shadows alone again. Elara stepped into the heart of the hidden village, her breath caught by its ethereal beauty. Twinkling lights danced among the vibrant flowers, and laughter echoed through the winding pathways. It was a place untouched by the darkness she had known, a sanctuary where hope might blossom anew. As she wandered deeper, Elara felt the warmth of the villagers' gazes upon her. They were kind yet curious, their faces a mix of wonder and suspicion. But one pair of eyes stood out, those of a boy named Kale, whose gentle smile ignited a flicker of hope in her heart. Kale approached her with an air of confidence, as if he understood the weight she carried. "Welcome to Eldergrove," he said, his voice soothing. "We've been expecting you." Ilara's heart raced. How could they know about... The village was steeped in ancient traditions, each corner filled with stories of love and sacrifice. Ilara felt drawn to these tales, and as Kale shared their history, she saw herself in the struggles of their ancestors, battling their own darkness. Yet, beneath the enchantment, a tension lingered. The village was divided in its acceptance of outsiders, and whispers of fear spread among those wary of Ilara's magic. Kale, however, stood firm, believing in the power of unity. Determined to prove her worth, Ilara offered to help heal the withering plants at the village's edge, a task that had baffled even the most skilled villagers. With Kale's encouragement, she summoned her magic, intertwining her essence with the land. As her magic flowed, the vibrant colors returned to the flora, and the villagers gasped in amazement. This display of magic was not only a gift, it was Ilara's way of showing them she was no enemy, but an ally in their fight against darkness. Yet, even as she earned their respect, shadows loomed. The village elder, a stern woman named Aisling, eyed Ilara with mistrust. She believed outsiders brought chaos, and her resolve to protect Eldergrove was unyielding, no matter Kale's pleas. Undeterred, Ilara sought out the village's secrets, wandering to the ancient library where scrolls whispered of powerful enchantments. In her quest for knowledge, she uncovered the truth of a hidden threat, a darkness that sought to consume both their worlds. Ilara shared her findings with Kael, who listened intently, realization dawning on him. They both understood that the fate of Eldergrove relied on their ability to unite their strengths. Together, we can face whatever comes. Kael vowed, his resolve matching hers. As they plotted their course, Aisling interrupted, her voice cold. "You may have earned their trust, but you will never earn mine." Ilara felt the sting of her words, but she refused to back down. This was about more than just her. It was about the village's future. Determined to confront their fears, Ilara and Kael organized a gathering, inviting the villagers to hear the truth about the impending darkness. They hoped that, by sharing their knowledge, they could unite everyone for a common cause. As Ilara spoke of the darkness, her voice trembled with emotion. "I have faced shadows of my own, and I know we are stronger together." She could see seeds of doubt begin to fade, replaced with hope as villagers exchanged glances of understanding. Kael stood beside her, his hand resting on her shoulder, a silent promise of support. Each of us has faced darkness in our lives. Let this be our moment to stand united. His words resonated, igniting a spark of courage among the listeners. Aisling watched, her heart conflicted. She had always believed that outsiders brought ruin, yet here was Ilara offering a chance for unity. Could she let go of her fears to embrace this new hope? The weight of her duty pressed heavily on her soul. The gathering culminated in a pledge, villagers each stepping forward to commit themselves to the protection of Eldergrove. Ilara felt her heart swell with gratitude, knowing they were finally on the brink of something greater than themselves. As the night deepened, Ilara and Kael retreated to the edge of the forest, their hearts full yet heavy with responsibility. They both knew that the true test of their united strength was yet to come, and the darkness lurked just beyond the trees. In the days that followed, Ilara trained with Kael and the villagers, honing their magic and combat skills. They forged bonds of friendship and trust, becoming a formidable force against the encroaching shadows that threatened their very existence. Yet, the more they trained, the more Ilara sensed a growing unease within the village. Dark omens began to appear, flickering lights extinguishing, whispers of fear returning. Ailing's mistrust resurfaced, casting a shadow over their newfound unity. Ilara felt the weight of their hopes on her shoulders, but she knew she couldn't let fear dictate their future. "We must face this together as one," She urged, hoping to reignite their spirit and remind them of the strength they had forged. In response, Kale stepped forward. His voice steady, every shadow we face only makes us stronger. We have faced darkness before, and we will do so again. His words brought a glimmer of hope, reminding everyone of the power they held together. Yet, as they prepared, Ashling's fears manifested when dark creatures began to emerge at the edge of the village. Their eyes glowed ominously, a stark reminder that the threat was real. The villagers' confidence wavered, anxiety creeping back. Elara stood tall, her heart pounding. This is what we trained for. We face them now, together. Kale joined her side, and their united front sparked the courage the villagers needed to stand firm against the darkness encroaching upon their lives. As the creatures advanced, Elara unleashed her magic, a wave of light radiating from her hands. It pushed back the darkness, creating a barrier that protected her newfound family. Kale fought fiercely beside her, wielding a sword imbued with ancient magic. But the creatures were relentless, and with every spell cast, fatigue began to set in. Elara felt her magic waning, her strength almost depleted. Just as despair threatened to swallow her, she felt Kale's hand clasp hers, lending her his energy. Fueled by their bond, Elara summoned a final surge of magic, channeling the hopes of the villagers. The light enveloped her, shining brighter than ever before. Together, they became a beacon against the darkness, radiating strength and unity. The dark creatures recoiled, their resolve faltering in the face of such unity. The villagers rallied behind Elara and Kale, their voices united in a chant that echoed through the forest. Together, they pushed back the darkness with a wave of hope. With one final burst of light, Elara expelled the last remnants of darkness. The creatures fled, retreating into the shadows from whence they came. The village erupted in cheers, a testament to their hard-won victory and newfound unity. Yet, amidst the celebration, Aisling approached Elara. I see now that I was wrong to doubt you. You have proven yourself as part of our family. The elder's words brought tears to Elara's eyes, the weight of acceptance lifting from her heart. Kale stood beside them, a smile of pride gracing his features. Together, we are stronger than any darkness. We will protect Elder Grove and each other. His words resonated deeply, binding them all in a shared purpose and newfound hope. As days passed, Elara felt more at home in Elder Grove than she ever had in her solitary life. Together, the villagers rebuilt what was diminished, creating a sanctuary filled with laughter, light, and love. Yet, the shadows still whispered in the back of her mind. At night, Elara often found herself wandering to the forest's edge with Kale, sharing dreams and fears beneath the stars. It was during these moments that their bond deepened, blossoming into something more profound than friendship. One evening, as the moonlight danced across the forest, Kale turned to Elara, his expression serious. There's something I need to tell you. His words hung in the air, charged with emotion, making Elara's heart race with anticipation. Elara nodded, her heart pounding as she sensed the gravity of his words. She had felt the connection grow between them, a deeper undercurrent that went beyond their shared struggles. I'm listening, she replied, her voice barely above a whisper. Kale took a deep breath, searching for the right words. I never knew love could feel like this until you came into my life. Our bond, it feels destined. His confession hung between them, a moment of vulnerability that changed everything. Overcome with emotion, Elara felt tears prick her eyes. I feel it too, Kale. Every moment we've shared has led me here to you. The warmth between them ignited a spark, a promise of what could be if they dared to embrace their feelings. In that magical moment, they leaned closer, their lips brushing softly, a connection sealed by the shared battles and the hopes for the future. The kiss was tender yet electric, binding their souls with every heartbeat. Suddenly, a rustle in the trees broke their reverie. A shadow emerged, dark and foreboding. the remnants of the creatures they had faced before. Elara's heart sank. The fight was far from over, and the darkness was still lurking. Kale instinctively stepped in front of Elara, his protective nature kicking in. "We face this together, no matter what," he reassured her, determination shining in his eyes. Elara felt the strength of his resolve igniting her own spirit once more. As the shadow grew larger, Elara summoned the magic within her. The energy she had channeled for the village, now focused and ready. She would not allow fear to dictate their fate. With Kale by her side, they would confront this darkness head-on. The darkness surged forward, a mass of swirling shadows. Elara and Kale joined hands, their magic intertwining and creating a radiant shield. Together, they would push back the shadows that sought to tear them apart once more. With a powerful yell, they unleashed their united magic, a wave of light crashing against the dark shadow. The impact sent shockwaves through the air, illuminating the forest and banishing the dark presence that threatened their love and home. As the light faded, the darkness dissolved, leaving behind only a whisper of its presence. Elara and Kale stood panting, hearts racing, but together they had conquered yet another trial. Love had triumphed, stronger than the shadows. In that moment, they knew they were not just fighting for Eldergrove, but for each other. Their connection deepened, forged in the fires of adversity. With every challenge, their bond grew stronger, setting the stage for the battles yet to come. As dawn broke over Eldergrove, Elara gazed at the horizon, her heart filled with hope. They had faced the darkness together, and while shadows may linger, their love was a beacon that would guide them through any storm. The journey was far from over.